Welcome to Headphone News, Greater Vancouver edition for Friday, December 6, 2024.
Lawsuit against midwife in British Columbia. A lawsuit has been filed against midwife Gloria LeMay from Duncan, British Columbia, who has a history of illegal midwifery. This case started in 2021 when a couple hired her for a home birth. After 18 hours of labor, they had to seek urgent medical help at Nanaimo Regional General Hospital because their child was injured. The couple claims that LeMay misled them about her qualifications and the safety of home births. This lawsuit raises important questions about the regulation of midwifery in Canada and how safe home births are compared to hospital births. Unlicensed midwives in British Columbia can face serious legal consequences, including fines and jail time. The outcome of this case may change public perception of midwifery and could lead to stricter regulations. This incident highlights the need for awareness about midwives' qualifications and the risks involved in home births.
Rising demand for food banks in northern BC. Communities in northern British Columbia, Canada, are facing a growing need for food bank services due to significant job losses in the forestry sector. Canfor, a major mill operator, plans to close sawmills in Fort St. John and Vanderhoof, leading to the loss of 500 jobs by the end of December 2024. Food banks have reported a doubling in visits compared to last year, with over 16,000 visits and 360,000 pounds of food distributed. Fort St. John has a population of about 21,000, while Vanderhoof has around 4,300 residents. Financial challenges, including U.S. tariffs on softwood lumber, are adding to the difficulties these communities are experiencing. The increased number of people relying on food banks highlights the urgent need for community support and government action to tackle food insecurity and help unemployed workers. This situation reveals how vulnerable local economies are when they depend heavily on the forestry industry.
Search for missing paramedic in British Columbia. A search team is actively looking for clues about Jim Barnes, a paramedic who has been missing since October 18, 2024, in Fort St. John, British Columbia, Canada. The search gained urgency when a dog, believed to belong to Barnes, was found alive on November 28, 2024. Despite the hard work of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and North Peace Search and Rescue, there has been no new information about Barnes's location. The search area is near the Halfway River, about 120 kilometers from where Barnes and his dog were last seen. This situation highlights the crucial role of community support in search and rescue efforts and raises awareness about safety in remote areas. Supporting these initiatives can greatly enhance local emergency response capabilities.
Dense fog disrupts travel in Metro Vancouver. Metro Vancouver, Canada, is currently surrounded by dense fog, leading to major travel challenges. Many flights have been cancelled or delayed at Vancouver International Airport, known as YVR. Visibility is nearly non-existent, and this has been the case for 3 straight days. As a result, Environment Canada has issued a fog warning for the area, which includes the Fraser Valley, Sunshine Coast, and eastern Vancouver Island. Travelers should check their flight statuses directly with airlines, as conditions are expected to improve later today. It's important for passengers to understand how weather can impact travel, as fog can significantly disrupt airport operations and result in financial losses for airlines.
Grace Lore diagnosed with cancer. Grace Lore, the Minister of Children and Family Development in British Columbia, Canada, has announced she has been diagnosed with cancer, specifically colorectal cancer. This news was shared on December 5, 2024, after she learned about it late last month. Lore, who was first elected as a member of the Legislative Assembly for Victoria Beacon Hill in 2020, will take a break from her job to focus on her health. Premier David Eby expressed his sadness about the news and praised Lore's dedication to her role. During her absence, Jodie Wickens will take over her responsibilities. This situation highlights the difficulties public figures face in managing their health while serving the public. Colorectal cancer is a serious health issue, and early detection is crucial for effective treatment. This situation also brings attention to health issues in politics and the importance of support systems for public officials.
Canada's healthcare provider shortage. A new report from the Canadian Institute for Health Information reveals a serious lack of family doctors and primary care providers in Canada. This shortage is leading to crowding in emergency rooms, with about 1 in 6 patients visiting the ER for issues that could have been handled by a regular doctor. Right now, around 17% of Canadians don't have a consistent healthcare provider, and the situation is particularly challenging in rural areas in Nunavut, where only about 2 in 5 residents have access to a regular doctor. The report highlights that the number of family physicians has slowed down over the past 5 years, putting more pressure on emergency departments. Suggested solutions include increasing residency positions for family medicine and improving access to quick healthcare services through telehealth. The consequences of this shortage are serious, potentially leading to longer wait times, rising healthcare costs, and poorer health outcomes for Canadians. It's crucial to address these issues to ensure that all residents can access timely and effective healthcare.
Review of 911 services in British Columbia. The Government of British Columbia, Canada, is launching a review of its 911 services. This decision follows concerns from local leaders about financial clarity and the performance of emergency communications for British Columbia, also known as ECOM. Premier David Eby emphasized the importance of having a dependable emergency response system. He stated that the review will closely examine ECOM's finances and operations. The goal is to address rising costs and ensure that emergency services are effective and sustainable for everyone in the province. The findings could lead to new funding strategies and improvements that enhance community safety and build trust in government services.
Excitement for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour in British Columbia. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is generating a lot of excitement in Vancouver and Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. Fans are getting ready for busy travel days, with thousands expected to attend the concerts. Hello Ferries is adding extra sailings to handle the expected arrival of fans, with about 1,000 people anticipated to travel each concert day. BC Ferries is also increasing service, adding 22 more sailings between Victoria and Vancouver due to high demand. Fans without reservations may face long waits. This increase in travel highlights how major events impact local transportation and businesses, giving a significant boost to the local economy. It's a reminder of the importance of planning ahead for travel during busy times.
Police shooting incident at Vancouver 7-Eleven. A violent event occurred at a 7-Eleven store in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, on December 5, 2024. A suspect reportedly stole liquor and attacked 2 people, which led to a 911 call. The Vancouver police responded quickly, resulting in a confrontation where the police shot and killed the suspect. The office that investigates police actions in British Columbia is now handling the case. This situation raises urgent questions about community safety in urban areas, especially during major events. Vancouver has been facing ongoing issues with crime and safety, sparking discussions about police practices and community security measures. The investigation may influence how the public views law enforcement. Businesses like 7-Eleven might need to improve their security procedures to better protect employees and customers. This incident highlights the importance of addressing the root causes of violence in urban settings.
Canada's ban on assault-style firearms. The Canadian government has announced an immediate ban on over 300 types of assault weapons. Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc shared this news on December 4, 2024, just one day before the 35th anniversary of the tragic École Polytechnique massacre in Montreal, where 14 women lost their lives in 1989. This heartbreaking event continues to shape discussions about gun control in Canada. The new ban aims to make our communities safer amid ongoing concerns about gun violence. It shows Canada's commitment to tougher gun laws compared to other countries, especially the United States. This decision will affect gun owners and sellers, as they will need to follow new rules. The announcement highlights the importance of addressing gun violence and protecting our citizens.
New housing development for Musqueam First Nation. The BC NDP has announced a new housing project in partnership with the Musqueam First Nation, an Indigenous community in Vancouver, Canada. This project will provide 337 homes, including 117 units for the Sawmill Housing Cooperative and 220 units managed by the Musqueam First Nation. The aim is to house 400 band members who are currently waiting for homes. This initiative is part of the BC government's strategy to tackle a serious housing shortage in Metro Vancouver, where the demand for affordable housing is high. The BC NDP estimates that developing housing near public transport could create around 300,000 homes in the next 5 years. This announcement reflects ongoing efforts to improve living conditions for Indigenous communities and may influence future housing policies across the province.
BC Premier's strategy against U.S. tariffs. British Columbia Premier David Eby has announced a joint plan with other Canadian premiers and the federal government to respond to proposed tariffs from President-elect Donald Trump. Trump aims to impose a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, raising concerns about the financial effects on Canadian businesses. Eby stressed the need to embrace political variety, with conservative premiers reaching out to Republican leaders while he connects with Democratic leaders in the U.S. These discussions show a forward-thinking approach to protect Canadian trade interests. If these tariffs go through, exporters could face higher costs, and consumers in Canada may see increased prices. It's important to understand these developments, as they could significantly impact trade relations and economic stability between Canada and the United States. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.